I'm here over at Strite Design and Remodel with Jamie Hansen, and Jamie is with the Idaho Nonprofit Center, and her organization just finished, I think what Jamie was like a first-time event for you guys, wasn't it?
It was, yes, the first year of Idaho Gives.
Idaho Gives, and we really want to talk about that because folks who have followed us on Facebook saw some posts that we did about it, and that was last week. But before we even get to Idaho Gives, let's talk a little bit about your organization, Idaho Nonprofit Center. Just give us a brief description of who you guys are and what you do.
Sure. Idaho Nonprofit Center has been around for about 10 years, and we represent the almost 5,000 nonprofits in the state of Idaho. We act as a public policy conduit, advocating for a nonprofit sector in general, educating, doing professional, individual, and organizational development, as well as a lot of research for the sector, which up until recently was non-existent.
Wow.
So we're here as a resource as well as a proponent to fuel the sector forward.
Yeah, it's amazing to think in a place the size of Idaho that you would have nearly 5,000 nonprofit organizations. And the whole point of Idaho Gives was to have a day in which we could both, I think, celebrate, but also more importantly, contribute to and support these different nonprofits. So tell us about the event itself.
Absolutely. It was a 24-hour day of giving, all online. So it was statewide efforts from all of the nonprofits. There was 420 individual nonprofits representing 541 different causes and fundraisers. As you can imagine, several nonprofits have several different projects underneath their umbrella organization. So we definitely wanted to celebrate. We wanted to have some fun. So there was live events throughout the state, encouraging people to learn more about nonprofit organizations as well as contribute to them. And the day ended up being over $578,000 raised for nonprofits in the state of Idaho.
Wow. So I was really impressed, Jamie, with the website that you guys had set up for the donations to all of the different participating nonprofit groups. And it just seemed like a tremendous amount of work that went into that. How did you guys manage to pull that off?
We had a lot of help. So Strategies 360 really was our consultant for this project. Casey Shelley specifically was our touch point person. And we worked with RAZU, which is a national organization that provides the infrastructure for website design. Essentially, I equated it to Facebook. They provide the template, and then each individual nonprofit actually spent many hours of work customizing their page to reflect their organization with their logo, with photos, with video, narrative about their organization and the services they provide. So on the back end, for the last several months, the nonprofits, RAZU and Strategies 360 has been setting up a lot of that infrastructure. So we've been fielding the phone calls, which in itself has been a large project, just making sure everyone's coordinated and on the same page about technological advancements. One thing that I didn't realize is the state of Idaho is not 100% broadband, so there is dial-up areas.
Oh, gee.
So there's been some interesting conversations.
Goodness. I'll bet. Well, I just want to point out to folks who are watching this video, too, that that site is a fantastic resource in terms of information about different nonprofit organizations. And how would they get there?
IdahoGives.org. It's going to reroute you through a RAZU site, but if you just type in IdahoGives.org.
And you'll be amazed at the diversity of the folks who are out there. And I think this is kind of a tip of the iceberg of those organizations that you represent. So, Jamie, it was a great event. You guys had fun doing it. What did you feel what were the major accomplishments?
Aside from having a tremendous amount of fun, we had wonderful learning curves throughout the state. People created Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts. They got involved with all the social media avenues. And then now we're educating them on how do you steward donors? How do you keep them? How do you get volunteers involved in the fundraising process? So we're taking that Idaho Gives momentum and we're really pushing it forward through the year.
Fantastic.